It's the Bright Queen. I'm gonna be doing an energy update now. It is gonna be called, or it is called, the Boa Constrictor. As always, if you're watching this, thank you so much for being here. Go ahead and give this video a thumbs up and leave a sweet comment if you feel guided to do so. It's 5:44, so I'm gonna take that as a sign that I'm in the right time. I would really love to be doing this outside, but it's super windy. So if I do it outside, then like you won't be able to hear me because it'll be like on the phone camera. Okay, so basically this is gonna be like what's been happening recently and messages that I've gotten yesterday, today, what is time. Whew, I'm feeling a lot. Okay, so one of the messages that I got yesterday was that it's time to implement what you have, like the lessons that you've been taught or the instructions that you've been given. Because I was like, I want to go live, or I want to like do this recording, I want to do this video, and it just didn't feel right. And even now it does feel like there is some resistance, or like a feeling of like it's not time to like go into great detail right now. So if you've been feeling that, you are not alone. This doesn't feel like it's time to like expose something or to like present. I feel like now is the time to like develop the experiment. Something that I did get a message about, and I feel like it's connected to the one that I realized or recognized today, was about the twin flames. And basically it was like there was, or is, or was a like curse, is the best way I can describe it, put on the twin flames so that certain things would happen in the connection, and so that certain things wouldn't happen. So I don't know if this is going to connect to the boa constrictor, but I'm going to connect to the boa constrictor. Basically, I was with a child yesterday and she came up to me and she had this book about animals, and she was like, read it to me. In the book, one of the animals was the boa constrictor. And then after that, I went home and I watched White Lotus on HBO Max. And there was this guy, and one of the characters, he got high and he went to a snake show. And at the snake show, it was a bunch of snakes, obviously, and cobras and stuff. And they were in these glass cages. And the man was like, I'm about to free them all. And so he freed them all out of the cage. Then this rising, I was listening to Flat Earth Dave interview with Ruth, who is like 107. That'll be in the description. And Ruth was saying how when she was younger she had a pet pig, and so Dave responded that when he was younger he had a pet rat, but the rat got too fat because he fed it pizza, and they had to give the rat to a boa constrictor. And I was like, damn, that's like the fourth time, I think third, but I kept hearing like boa constrictor. I remember about 3 years ago now, or maybe 2 years and a half, I kept getting messages about boa constrictor. One of the things, and I'm sure we all can relate to this, when you think of boa constrictor, I think of Harry Potter. If you read the books, when he goes to the zoo in that first book, it's a boa constrictor. But in the movie, when he goes to the zoo, it's not. It's a different type of snake. I feel like the boa constrictor specifically is very important, but the theme of snakes in general is very important, especially as this is the year of the snake, although we don't do time, okay? There's no such thing as time. Everything is happening right now, always. I want anybody who feels the need to take something from this video, take with you the fact that you are free right now. You are free to roam about the earth, about this realm. You are free to travel as you please. You are free to access any and all information that you see fit as pertaining to you and your soul and what this place is, and you know, your soul records and all that stuff. You have the ability to access all of these things now. You don't have to wait until you become enlightened or you become vegan or whatever. You can do it now. So if you take anything from this message, there was no time, and I have access to all things right now. So My thing that I had with the boa constrictor 2.5 years ago, 3 years ago, was I kept hearing a boa, a boa, a boa, a boa. And I saw these siblings, is how they prefer to be described. And they were like very tall. I believe it was a male and a woman. Very tall, very muscular. And the way that they were described to me and the way that I saw them, as they were like protectors or warriors, but it's like they're very like specific. It didn't feel like they were functioning in the way that we consider angels to, where we think of angels as like they help anybody. They felt like they only helped like select few, like family members, the aboa, and that's what I got from that. What I'm getting from the boa constrictor right now and these ideas, because even in Harry Potter, he frees the boa constrictor in the book from this cage. And I feel that this relates to the twin flames. The curse is being removed, but there is nothing that you need to do. And when I say is being removed, I mean it already has and is and will be removed, because there is no such thing as time. The curse that's been put on the twin flames is being removed, and yet there is nothing that the twin flames like themselves as individuals need to do. This is something that has been in the works and is happening from like the collective highest consciousness or spirit or source or Christ consciousness. Is something that I feel needs and must be done, needs to and must be done outside of like individual physical involvement, because I feel like that's also like a part of the curse. Like it's like if they're doing it, it won't ever break. It has to be like a collective agreement to be done with this curse, to dispel it. This is all just what I'm feeling. This is all what I'm picking up. I will update you if I get clarification on this, but this is what I'm feeling now. In the White Lotus, and obviously around the world, snakes are like considered evil. They have a lot of like demonic ties. Like people consider snakes very negatively, and she even said it in the White Lotus, like snakes are evil, like read the Bible. And I feel like I don't know much about the Bible. I will say that I don't know much about the Bible, but what I feel like I do know is that the snake wasn't necessarily evil in the famous Adam Eve story. It was that the devil had possessed the snake. Does that make sense? The devil had possessed the snake and like convinced Eve, but the snake itself was not necessarily the devil. And if you think about it this way, in terms of twin flames, like all of the negative, horrible shit that's been happening with twin flames, like the back and forth, the pain, like the cycles of suffering that have been happening, betrayal with the twin flames, you can see that as that pure divine connection being hijacked, being possessed by demonic entity, right? You can think of it that way. And with these imagery that I've been seeing of the boa constrictor, of snakes in general being freed, you can think of that as the snake symbolism being freed from its demonic or negative ties. Occur, you feel me? That is the message that I've been getting. Is all highest self. Is that all? What else would you like me to say about in this regard? I feel like I want to say this as well, because everything is a message. I brought tarot cards with me to like pull for this reading. However, I left them at home when I came to record this live video. I do want to say, if you're still watching, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all your support. Anyways, I feel like that is important. Like the idea of like, again, not trying to control things and not trying to force and like manage things, but allowing things and being okay with where you are guided. And I always want to emphasize in all of my channelings that I'm never encouraging people to be disempowered. I'm never encouraging people to sit back and like let somebody kick the shit out of them. I am never ever advertising that. Please don't ever do that. If you don't feel safe with something, if you don't feel like something is for your highest divinest good, don't do it. Do something else instead. Okay, now that that's been said, the message that I keep getting, and also that I just got with leaving the cards at home, is to not like force fate. Don't try to force destiny. Don't try to micromanage the universe, as they say. Whatever is happening, just allow it. What also happened today was I got like my first likes on my posts on Substack. I have a Substack, if you didn't know. I deactivated my Instagram account and I moved my shit over to Substack. So I've been posting on there and I plan to do so again. And I got my first likes today on Substack, if not yesterday, but I got more today. And one of them was a comment and a like under one of my posts titled Be Soft. And it was talking about this exact thing. Being soft, remaining soft. 555 is the time now. Remaining, I feel like, outwardly inactive. And I mean this in quotations because obviously I'm active. If you're breathing, you're outwardly active, right? So it doesn't mean like sit and like literally do nothing, but it does mean don't try to put what you think your life should look like. Don't try to force it onto your reality at this time. However, this is not to say that you should not be inwardly active. You should be. You should be asking yourself, self, what do you need? Self, I love you. Giving yourself the best water, like saying I love you to your water, giving your water high frequency, giving yourself hugs. You should be earthing, whatever that means for you, getting a good amount of sleep, taking naps when you're tired. All of these things are, I feel, obviously inward actions, but because they're stemming from your desire to please your inner world. That's what I mean by inwardly active. And like I said, what I mean by not outwardly active does not mean literally not doing anything. I hope that I'm coming across very clear. Another message that I just got is about Australia. I feel that Australia is important. For some reason, there's a comment here and it's like boats or something, but it's like across my throat. Somebody's comment is like here in my throat. And so Australia, I don't know how, I don't know what, but I just got this message. There's something with the throat chakra, and I feel specifically the neck. I know people say the term neck of the woods, so maybe something with the neck of the woods in Australia, something with the throat chakra is happening. Could be something with water, but or either something inland. I mean, obviously I feel like no in between. It's gonna either be something like in the forest, in the neck of the woods, or like on the shore, coastal with the water with Australia. And another reason why I know that this is an important message is because earlier today there was a petting zoo at my job, and they had all the regular, animals that you see at a petting zoo, but they randomly had a fucking kangaroo. Now, I'm not a petting zoo like visitor, so I haven't been to a petting zoo or seen a petting zoo in years, so maybe they do have kangaroos, but I just thought that was weird that they had a kangaroo and like turtles, like they had turtles and rabbits and randomly a single kangaroo. And I was thinking about that because I was like, what are the odds that this Australian native is here in America? So that's something. I feel something with Australia, something to do with the throat chakra. Something that happened with the kangaroo that like is sticking out to me in my mind now is that the petting zoo navigator, or the manager that was in charge of the animals, he picked up the kangaroo and put it into this like blue and white sack. Blue, also the throat chakra. White to me, I feel like it's like one of the higher chakras, like above the head. Um, but yeah, he picked and he held the kangaroo in this pouch. So I feel like that's also connecting to the message that I was just saying about allowing spirit, allowing your highest self to hold you and be the one to navigate you, to move you, to shift you at this time. One of the quotes from my own writing on Substack is like, don't search, don't seek, allow yourself to be found. I will say it again. Now is not the time to search and to seek. Now is the time to allow yourself to be found. Trust that everything that you need to be made aware of, anything that needs to be in your reality or to become in proximity to you, will come to you. And I have actually noticed this happening in my own life, myself. For example, I just had this idea come into my mind about health or doing cleanses and shit. And suddenly all the things on my YouTube had to do with health and like cleanses and shit. And so right as I was given that download, it immediately presented what to do on my YouTube. It was literally like this doctor saying like step by step, this is what you do. And so, and he specifically was saying like, before you go to Whole Foods, before you go to your local grocery store, go to the farmer's market, like step by step. So the next day I went to the farmer's market, and what do you know, when I went to the farmer's market, they said, this is our first day opening of the season. And so it's just like, it was perfectly lined up. Everything was perfectly given to me. I also got paid during that same day. So I had the money to afford the stuff from the farmer's market. Everything lined up. That is the message. Like, this is not the time to chase. And I feel like especially right now it's important because we are activating new earth, we are ascending, we are returning home. And so our home, we don't chase shit because we are God, we are divinity, we are divine. We don't have to chase anything, we are everything. And so because that frequency is here and available now, in order to ground it more, you need to be like that. It's like that saying, like, when in Rome, do as the Romans do. When in your home, when you are home as kings, as queens, as royalty, as God themselves, do as God does. God does not chase. God is a creator. And God is also a player. God plays. God plays. God is playing with toys and figuring out and enjoying a leaf that blows, creating the leaf, creating the wind, and just seeing how it goes and being appreciative of that. Now, what I will say is that with this energy of this curse, with the twin flames coming up yesterday and a little bit today, there has been like this heavy feeling, like this feeling. I felt it on my side, and it's kind of like in my chest. There might be memories or flashbacks coming back. There might be doubts popping up. All of this is okay. All of this is normal. It does not mean that you need to rush to somebody or confess to somebody. It doesn't mean that you need to go back and redo something or undo something. It doesn't mean that you need to break off something right now, obviously, unless you feel called to. But what I've been feeling it as, or what I've been guided to do, is to allow myself to feel it, the energy of it, but not to ponder on it. Those are two different things. Like there's floating, and then there's thinking about swimming. Don't think about swimming. If you feel the thoughts come up, let them float away. Say, hey, I see you. Let them float away. But if you're feeling these things in the body, don't force them away. Don't like try to force and push them out, if that makes sense. Like, let them be. Something else that I've also been practicing heavily recently is willing myself into health. And what this means, I am by means not the first person to come up with this, but what this has meant for me, for example, I woke up at like 1 a.m. I had a splitting headache, literally felt like a split down my head. And I've been doing my best to stay away from medications, taking any kind of medications and putting them like into my body, trying to like really get into the habit of allowing my body to heal itself, because it is very intelligent and will heal itself if you give it what it's meant to have, and also if you leave it alone. And so I had a splitting headache and I didn't feel like going and searching for medicine, and it was late. I needed to go to sleep so I could wake up early for work. And so I said, you know what? You're going to have to go away with just my willing it to go away. And so I told the spot on my head that was hurting me, I said, I am relieved. And I focused and I really honed my energy and my magic on that being true. Literally was creating that reality of, I am relieved. I am free of pain. I am relieved. I am free of pain, and really making that be true. And it worked. Now today, it didn't work so much with my stomach, but we getting there, little steps at a time. Please let me know in the comments if you have ever willed or magicked something into being true. Okay, so now we're getting towards the end of this energy update. So I will just take a moment to see if there's anything else that needs to be said. And I'm already hearing something. Okay, so I'm seeing both the elephant and the whale. The elephant is something that came up like 6 times in one day last week. But I'm just now seeing the whale. There's a connection between the elephant and the whale. I believe the elephant is like the biggest land mammal, and the whale is the biggest mammal. There's a connection between those two. I know they're both known for being really wise, and they both can detect sound and vibrations from very far away. They also have like similar like skin tones, like the blue grays, those in between those, and even black. I feel like elephants look black when they put water on them, and you know, there are black whales or orca whales, killer whales, whatever. I do feel like there's a connection with them, so I would watch out for those symbolisms, because I feel like they are communicating something, and I feel like what they're communicating is messages about health, but also like community, because both of them eat like really, I feel like they both eat things you wouldn't expect, like for their big sizes. Like whales eat like what, krill from Nemo. Like you wouldn't expect them to eat that. You'd expect killer whales or whales to eat like sharks or some shit because they're so big, but they don't eat sharks. You'd expect elephants to eat like, I don't know, raccoons or something. I don't know the animals that are in a safari, but they don't. They eat like leaves and stuff. And so I feel like there is clarity and revelation about what humans are supposed to be eating, and the like exactly what we have been eating, and how that has contributed to the fogginess. Something that I've been doing to clear my fogginess is very simple, but I heard this doctor, I will include, this link will be included in the description as well, to the doctor I'm talking about, because I can't remember his name, Yaki, something like that. But he was saying all humans need the 4 elements plus love. So love is like a big element that you need. Love up on yourself, and don't be afraid to reach out for love from people that you trust if you need support. It's something I've been doing recently. Like, I need support today. I need you to be kind to me today. I need you to hold my hand today. I need you to give me a hug today. I need you to leave me alone today. Like, don't be afraid to reach out for help. We need water. Make sure you're getting high quality water. He was saying actually that this brand has the best water. You should be drinking spring water. Obviously, all of this stuff is like, we contribute greatly, or we manifest the vibration of things. So even if like it's like regular water, your intention for it to be with high frequency will override any low frequency in water. So don't be out here thinking you gotta buy all this shit. You don't. Anyways, love, water, earth. I've been grounding as much as possible, walking at least 30 minutes barefoot in the grass, because what I was doing before was incorrect. I would go outside and I'd just stand in one spot for like 5 or 10 minutes and be like, it's not working. What I've noticed is that I need to actually be walking, be moving barefoot, and that it needs to be for at least 30 minutes, as long as possible, to actually, for me personally, to feel the effects of grounding. So love, water, earth, air. You need to be breathing like the right way, taking deep breaths, making sure you're breathing properly and not in like these short pants. The way he described it is that breathing actually activates your body's self-healing and self-cleansing mechanisms, and obviously fire, warmth, making sure that, like, for example, even inside of you, things can become inflamed, inflamed things inside of you. Taking care of those things, you can do that with teas, different herbs, things like that. But I also feel like you can also help with inflammation and the heat with rest, and also meditation and concentration on certain areas, and like intentionally relaxing them. All this being said, I am not a doctor and I am not a health professional in any way whatsoever. I am Jabria. I am the Bright Queen. I am Queen Sensitivity. And what I will give you is my sensitive things, my sensitive notices, and my bright devices. That is what I give you. And I have actually 2 bright devices available now, attraction bright device and sleep surrender bright device. And I also have a sound cleansing sound bath that is available on my Ko-fi page. So if you are interested in any of those things, they're right there on my YouTube channel. I actually listened to one yesterday while I was in the tub, and I was like, look at me. I was like, this is actually really good, because I'm very, very hard on myself with my work, but I work very hard on the things that I do. Everything I do, I work really hard on it, and I put the purest of intentions into my work. So those are available for free, 2 of them for free on my YouTube channel, on this one, to help you out with attracting what you want into your life, even if it's just clarity or health, and to help you go to sleep, and to help you surrender to love itself. Be love, be in the frequency of love, be in the state of knowing who you are, which at all times, forever and always, is love. Anything else is just forgetfulness, which in itself does not mean the absence of love. Just because you forgot your keys, like you can't find them, doesn't mean they're not in your house or in your car. The keys are still there. You just don't know where they at. Okay? Yeah, you got this. Email me if you'd like to chat personally, or you can always comment under this live video, or to my posts. I make a lot of posts where I share a lot of great videos, so please go check those out. Someone here has said, do you watch Black Magic 363? I think you'll you'll like and find a lot of people you may resonate with. No, I do not. I don't know what that is. If it's like somebody like me, I haven't been listening to other people do energy updates, or I haven't even really been listening to pick a cards recently. It's because I haven't been called to. What I've been called to do is to get clarity, and like it also helps me, like when I get messages, like I know they're true. I know it's not in any way being fucked with by like somebody else. I heard somebody else say this, so it must be true, or it must not be true. All the messages I'm getting are coming straight from myself. And so that's what I've been doing. And yeah, check me out on Substack. It's for free. It's for free on Substack. Thank you so much for everybody who's been supporting me, especially everybody who like been here for a while. Like, thank you so much. I'm very grateful, like genuinely so. And have a great day or night, and I'll see you soon because we all know each other. Yeah, we all know each other. I'll see you soon.